Everyone has the same Europe trip. Paris, Rome, Barcelona. Those cities are great, but Europe has dozens of cities just as stunning, a fraction of the crowds, and none of the prices. Here are 12 of them, starting at number 12. Number 12, Braga, Portugal. Braga is Portugal's third largest city and its religious capital, home to some of the most spectacular Baroque architecture in the country. The Bom Jesus sanctuary sits above the city at the top of a long, zigzagging staircase lined with chapels. The old town below is dense with churches, plazas, and some of the best food in northern Portugal. It has a large student population, which gives it a young, energetic feel that Lisbon and Porto have partially lost as prices have risen. If you want Portugal without the crowds, Braga is where you go. Number 11. Ghent, Belgium. Ghent has 3 medieval towers, a canal running through the center, and a food scene that competes with Brussels without any of the tourist markup. Most people who visit Belgium go to Bruges, which is beautiful, but has become completely overrun. Ghent has the same medieval architecture and water city character with an actual city living around it. Locals use it. It breathes. The view from the St. Michael's Bridge at sunset, with the 3 towers reflected in the water below, is one of the most underrated views in Western Europe. Number 10. Bari, Italy. Bari sits on the Adriatic coast of southern Italy, and the old city, the Bari Vecchia, is a tightly packed maze of white limestone streets that you can genuinely get lost in. It is a real working southern Italian city. Locals make fresh orecchiette pasta in doorways. The fish market runs every morning by the water. The seafood is exceptional. It is not a tourist city, and that is entirely the point. It is Italy the way Italy used to feel before everyone arrived. Number 9. Sibiu, Romania. Sibiu is a medieval Saxon city in the heart of Transylvania and one of the most complete old towns in Eastern Europe. The main square is surrounded by pastel-colored buildings with distinctive dormer windows built into the rooftops that look like eyes peering down at the street below. The locals call them the Eyes of Sibiu. The city has a serious food and arts scene, fast internet, very low costs, and almost no tourism relative to its quality. It is one of the best-kept secrets on this entire list. Number 8. Ljubljana, Slovenia. Ljubljana is the capital of Slovenia and one of the most livable small cities in Europe. The Ljubljanica River runs through the center of the old town, lined with outdoor cafes on both banks. A castle sits on the hill above it all. The whole city center is almost entirely car-free, which gives it an energy that larger capitals simply cannot replicate. Clean, safe, affordable, and completely underrated as both a travel destination and a place to spend an extended amount of time. Number 7. Valletta, Malta. Valletta is the smallest capital city in the European Union, and it is built entirely of golden limestone on a narrow peninsula surrounded by the Mediterranean. Every street is a staircase. Every corner has a view of the harbor. The Baroque architecture is extraordinarily well preserved, and the entire city is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Malta is English-speaking, well-connected to the rest of Europe, and has a warmth and character that is completely its own. Number 6. Girona, Spain. Girona is an hour north of Barcelona by train and a completely different experience. The old city is built on a hill with Roman walls still intact that you can walk the full perimeter of. The cathedral sits at the top of a wide stone staircase and dominates the skyline. The Jewish quarter below it is one of the best preserved in all of Europe. Game of Thrones filmed significant portions of the King's Landing scenes here. Most people have no idea the city exists. Number 5. Mostar, Bosnia and Herzegovina. The Stari Most Bridge in Mostar is one of the most recognizable images in the Balkans. A 16th century Ottoman arch spanning a turquoise river with old stone buildings climbing the hillsides on either side. What the photos do not capture is the sound, the call to prayer from the mosques mixing with the river below and the noise of the market behind you. Mostar sits at the intersection of cultures in a way that almost nowhere else in Europe does. It is visually stunning, historically layered, and genuinely cheap. Number 4. Cesky Krumlov, Czech Republic. The town of Cesky Krumlov sits inside a dramatic bend of the Vltava River in southern Bohemia, with a castle rising above it on a rocky promontory. Seen from above, it looks almost too perfect to be real. Medieval streets, a river wrapping almost entirely around the old town, and a castle complex second in size only to Prague in the entire country. Stay the night, and you have one of the most extraordinary small towns in Central Europe, almost entirely to yourself after the day visitors leave. Number 3. Colmar, France. Colmar sits in the Alsace region of northeastern France, right on the border with Germany, and it looks exactly like the village from Beauty and the Beast, because it was literally one of the inspirations for it. Colorful half-timbered buildings line a series of small canals. Flower boxes overflow from every window. The streets are narrow, cobbled, and almost impossibly photogenic. It is the kind of place that does not feel real until you are standing in it. Number 2. Matera, Italy. Matera is one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities on Earth. People have been living in these cave dwellings, carved directly into the rock, for over 9,000 years. The city sits in a ravine in southern Italy, and at night, when the stone is lit up and the valley below goes dark, it looks like something that should not exist in the modern world. It was considered a national embarrassment in the 1950s, and people were forcibly relocated out of the caves. Today, it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the most visually arresting places in all of Europe. Number 1. Sintra, Portugal. 30 minutes outside Lisbon sits a town that looks like it was pulled out of a fairy tale and placed on a hillside by accident. Sintra is a collection of royal palaces, ancient castles, and dense forest sitting above the Atlantic coast. The colors are unlike anything else in Europe: deep reds, yellows, and greens rising out of the fog that rolls in off the ocean most mornings. Most people visit as a day trip from Lisbon and leave before sunset. That is the biggest mistake you can make here. Stay overnight, and the town becomes completely different when the day tourists clear out. There is a reason it keeps ending up on lists like this one. 12 cities, all of them worth it, none of them on most people's radar. Drop in the comments which one you would visit first, and if we missed one that deserves to be on this list, let us know.